Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. So glad you're here. Well, we made it to the end of the week. What a week it was, right? It was the Fed week. Fed did the pivot, came down by 50 basis points, right? And so now we're waiting for things to burn off, right? I mean, you get the initial 50-point basis drop and the stock market takes off. It's got to burn out. It's got to burn out. It's going to take a week or two. Give it a week or two. I'm looking for the NASDAQ to come up and make a double top, right? So it's a topping pattern. I think the NASDAQ's already broken, though. I think it's already started the bear market, but this run up should push it right back up to its record high. It may get through it by just a little bit. It's possible, but once it hits that double top, look out below. That's my take. I know the Moon Boys say we're off to the races. They're talking about 100,000 on the Dow Jones. Dow Jones at 42,000 now. They're talking it for over double, right? I don't see that happening. I just do not. I see the NASDAQ already broken. The Dow will follow the NASDAQ down along with the S&P, but the NASDAQ's going to be the one leading the stock market lower. That's just my take. Now, what's leading everything higher? Of course, it's gold. Best performing asset class of this year. I mean, it's outperformed the stock market for the last 20 years. Gold is the play, right? I mean, it's not the stock market going up. It's not your house going up. It's the dollar going down. And that's why gold keeps going up, keeps leading the charge. But okay, all right. So let's talk a little bit about this rate cut. Right now, how stupid does the Federal Reserve think we are? I mean, how really? I mean, that's an honest question, right? How stupid does the Federal Reserve think me and you are? Look, they're telling us that they cut rates by 50 basis points because the economy's doing so well. Hey, that's great. Let's throw some gasoline on the fire and let's really make it jump. No, that's not why they cut. They don't, come on. Really? No. Anyways, we're already in a recession. Now, the Fed knows that. I know that. And I think you know that also, that we've already started a recession. Now, they're going to come out with all these numbers. They're great numbers, right? Unemployment, 4%. If you measure unemployment the way they did back in the 1990s, we'd already be at 15%. Now, the Great Depression, it was 25%. We're going to get there. Give it some time. We're going to get there. We're going to get the unemployment number up to 25%. If you measure it that way, when we're at 25%, they're going to tell us, it's about 6% because that's what they do. They lie, right? Because they think me and you are stupid. I'm tired of it. Okay, I'm tired of it. But so why'd they cut the rates by 50 basis points? Why? Because they see the desperation. It's panic time out there. We're in the recession, 15% unemployment. They see the quiet crash. The quiet crash has already started. It's called the banking system. They see the banking system starting to go down. You don't see that until the very end, when all of a sudden they don't have your money, and then you get the bank runs. Now, there's already bank runs going on, right? Warren Buffett, he made a bank run. He sold $6 or $8 billion. Took it right out of B of A, right? He sees it's writing on the wall. He knows this is going to come down. They're probably going to sacrifice Bank of America. I believe it's going to be the fall guy. I believe they're going to get the blame when the system goes down. That's just my take. Why do I say it? They have a big short position in silver. Once that silver market starts to take off, they're done. Banking system's over with. So they got to save the banking system, right? So, okay, so we lower rates by 50 basis points because we don't want to have the run on the banks. We don't want people to go take all their currency out. Now, I say do it anyways, right? Get the quiet revolution going. Take your currency out. Get it into real money. Get it into gold and silver. And gold and silver, they're going to keep running up. They're leading the charge. I know a lot of you hate that. A lot of you just like to tell me that gold and silver are old relics and they're worthless, right? And that's fine. That's your way of doing things, right? I mean, I can't help it if you don't believe me. I can't help if you don't own any real money. You stay in that fiat system and see how that works out for you. But gold is leading the charge higher. Silver is going to start playing catch up, right? And it's going to get wild out there. It really is going to get wild. Look, a lot of people think they missed the move, right? They say, but Mike, I can't buy gold now. It's like $2,800. $400 for an ounce. That's correct. That's correct. And when I started, it was $300. Am I still buying at $2,800? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because you haven't missed the big part of the move yet. It went from $300 to $2,800. That's nice, right? But we're going from $2,800 to well above $10,000. The move is far from over. No, it's not going to be a straight line. I am hoping for a pullback. Please give me a pullback. I mean, this is crazy every day. Up and up and up and up. And the Fed throwing the gasoline on the gold market. And gold's leading everything higher. Stock market's not up. It's down compared to gold. Bitcoin down about 50% compared to gold in the last 3 years, right? Everybody wants that Bitcoin, but look at a lot of those people that actually are rational. You can't talk to people about Bitcoin. It's their religion. But if you start to think rationally, they go, wow, if I had put my money, taken it out of Bitcoin and put it into gold 3 years ago, I'd have about twice as much money. Wow, that's kind of interesting. They're starting to think, right? And so some of them are coming out and some of them are putting it into gold. They're starting to do what the central banks are doing. Central banks all around the world buying gold. Why aren't we buying gold? I don't know. I don't think we have any gold. They say we have 8,000 tons in Fort Knox. I think that's a fairy tale. I don't believe it. Somebody go in and look at the government works for us, but they won't level. What's to say? You know, we have a crisis going on, and the crisis is in the leadership of the government, right? I mean, it doesn't matter which candidate wins, right? They both are going to spend like crazy. They're both going to make the gold price go up. They won't level with us. They don't even talk about the debt. Don't even mention it like it's not a problem. They just tell you all the promises they're going to make. Look at that Kamala chick, right? Okay, so what's she going to do? She's going to give you $25,000 to go buy a house. She's going to give you 50 grand if you start a business. Pop out a kid, you get 6,000, right? Okay, and you don't have to pay any of your loans back. Let's start with student loans, but she's going to make it auto loans. She's going to make it credit cards. She's going to just say you don't have to pay anything. She'll promise you anything. You see, it's not her money. Whose money is it? My money, your money. It's our money. She'll promise you. I mean, it's like the Oprah show. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car, but you got to pay for it. Because that's who pays for it. We pay for it. Kamala don't have no money. Either does the Donald, right? Neither one of them have any money. But yet they're going to spend it like crazy. Money we don't have. I'm really getting tired of that too. That's why you got to get out of the system. You got to protect yourself. You got to get into the coin of the realm. You got to get into the gold, the silver of your country. That's just my take. Look, we have 36 trillion in debt, 120 more trillion tacked on for the unfunded liabilities, and nobody cares. Nobody cares about the crisis, right? We're in a leadership crisis. We got to kick them all out. We got to get a balanced budget, right? We should not be allowed to spend one more dollar that we don't have. If we don't have the money, we don't spend it. That's how I was raised, right? This credit card stuff, it's got to stop, right? I mean, it's just 30%, 36% on your credit cards. You're never going to get out of debt. Now, a lot of people don't want to talk about this, so let's get to it, right? What's this rate cut going to do for the real estate market? Like I told you they were going to cut rates. Houses are going to go to the moon. The moon boys are loving it. Look, rates are not the problem. Rates are not the problem with the housing market. As a matter of fact, look, let's just call it, I don't know what a mortgage is. Let's call it 6%. It was 6% back in 1975, right? Same exact rate. Okay, so rates aren't a problem. They were selling like hotcakes in 1975. Why is that? Why is it? Well, okay, the household income in 1975 was approximately $10,000, right? And, you know, the average price home was about 20, a little over. Let's call it 22,000. So it was 2.2 times the household income. Okay, so that's 10,000. 22,000, 2.2 times to buy the house, right? 6% interest rate. We got 6% interest rate today. What's the average household income? I'm going to use rough numbers. It's about 80,000. But think about it. It's not one person working. It's two people working. In 1975, it was one person working. Average income was 10,000. Now it's two people working and the average income's 80,000. What's the average price home now? $420,000, right? So it's over 5 times. 5 times. It was 2 times in 1975. 2 times your income, you could buy the average price home. Now it's 5 times the average household income to buy the average price home. Do you see the problem? It's not really the interest rate. Interest rates are not the problem. Houses are too high. They will come down. It's unaffordable, right? But Mike, houses could never come down. They just lowered the rate, right? They lowered the rate and the short term has come down. You know what the long-term rate did? Absolutely nothing. Actually, it went up a little bit. Look at the TLT. TLT's dropping. That means the long-term rates are going up, right? So when they lowered the rate, short-term rate comes down, but the long-term actually went up. Isn't that fascinating? Now people say, but Mike, you said it's going to be 10% mortgages. I believe it's going to be a lot higher than 10% when things break. Look, that's not going to happen tomorrow. Everybody wants to know, Mike, when's the crash going to come? When's the housing crash going to come? And they always want to know. They want to know that Tuesday morning at 8:15. Look, I don't know when it's going to come. I know it's going to come, but here's the thing. In nominal terms, they can make every house worth $1 billion. Matter of fact, they can pass a law tomorrow. Federal Reserve is going to buy every house for $1 billion. $1 billion. Okay, so your house went from 400,000, went up to $1 billion because they got the digits on the screen to do that. They could do that if they wanted to. They could make every house $1 billion. They can make every house any number they want. They're just going to print the money to make it any number they want. The problem is the money becomes worthless. It goes to zero, right? So in real terms, though, your house is crashing already. And in real terms, it's going to continue to crash because houses are way overpriced. Nobody can afford them. So you want to get some of that gold and silver to protect yourself. The real money, houses are going to be crashing in real money. I say 500 ounces of silver. It was like 750 ounces in 1980 could get you the average price home, but when the reset happened this time around, I think 500 ounces will do it. You get 500 ounce silver, costs you about $15,000. You put it away, tuck it under your bed, hide it wherever you want, and just all of a sudden when it's time, you take it out and you go convert it to cash and you go get your average price home. That's what I think is going to happen. That's just my opinion. You have a different opinion. Look, I don't want to stop anybody from buying a house. You want to buy a house up here? You go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you from being a bag holder. If you want to be a bag holder, you can be a bag holder. I think it'd be prudent to wait until they're affordable again. Right now, they're not affordable. We can tell you that because it takes 2 working incomes to get the average household income of $80,000, and it's 5 times that amount to buy the average price home. That's just not sustainable. It just doesn't work. The numbers don't work. They're unaffordable. People can't raise children. They can't have a family. They can't settle down because houses are unaffordable. And this will shift. Now, what happened? Who's responsible for us? Well, it's our lovely Fed, right? I mean, the same one that thinks we're awfully stupid. Hey, the economy's so well, we're cutting rates by 50 basis points. That's the Fed. They're the ones that have destroyed us, right? Okay, so what happened from 75 till now? What went wrong? Well, they took us off of real money, took us off the gold standard, right? I mean, we used to have actually the money in the money. Your coins were the real money, and you walked around with the gold and silver. But then they went to the banking system, and you had what was called the gold standard. You could trade your gold in for dollars and dollars for gold and vice versa, right? Okay, so that was the gold standard. Take us off that, and then what happens? Well, all of a sudden things get kitty wonkus, right? I mean, it just goes crazy. It just becomes unaffordable. Nobody can afford a house right now because of that. You get back to real money, I promise you houses will correct and will adjust. The supply-demand curve will adjust. Right now, there's no price discovery. My area, it's $3 million for a 1,200 square foot tract home on a standard sized lot, 6,000 square foot lot. I mean, that's ridiculous. Believe me, they're not worth that, and they will come down. I mean, when we reset, you see, this will break. You keep printing $1 trillion every 80 days, this is going to break, and it's not that far away. People want to know when. I don't know when, but I know it's not sustainable. I know it will break. But Mike, we got AI now. AI is going to make us more productive and we're going to dig our way out of this hole. And I'm glad you believe that. And maybe that's true. Maybe I'm the dumb one. I don't know. I'm not buying it, right? I'm not buying there's a way out of this hole anymore. It doesn't matter who you elect. You could put a donkey in for the president. It's going to be the same effect. This thing's going to come tumbling down. It's just the way it is. That's just what's going to happen. A lot of people don't believe me, and that's fine. You know, you don't have to believe me. This is just my opinion. I want to be wrong. People look at me and go, why do you want to be wrong? Because I don't want to live in a world where gold's $20,000 an ounce, because I'm not going to be able to leave my house without getting mugged, shot, or something bad happening. I mean, the economy, people will be starving out there. I don't want this to happen. I want us to kick everybody out of Washington. I want us to balance the budget. I want us to reinstate real money. And that's just for starters. But I think that'd really fix about 80 to 90% of the problems we're having right now. You see, we cannot go on with this currency that they have, this fake money, this monopoly money. You go out and you're working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. Some of you working double that because you got to have 2 jobs to support yourself now because one job doesn't cover the inflation. And you're working for this currency, this stuff that keeps going lower and lower and lower in terms of your purchasing power. And everybody's all excited. Mike, I'm making all this money, man. I'm in the stock market. I'm in the stock market. It's going up. And they're so excited, right? And then I tell them the market's down this year and they get so mad at me. Oh, so mad. But it is down compared to gold. Gold's real money. Look, the stock market's going down compared to real money. Real money's exploding higher. I'm hoping for a pullback in real money, right? But I don't think we're going to get one because they keep printing. If they'd stop printing, we could actually get a pullback in real money. But right now, they're going to print us into oblivion. And that's just my take. You like this stuff? Give me the thumbs up. Punch that subscribe button. Get out there, everybody. It's the weekend. Have a great weekend. We'll talk again next week. Bye-bye now.